Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So I just want to start off on the weekly because there's a couple of things on the go here. So I've got two levels on the weekly. First one is last week's low, which we are currently below after hours, and that looks like a big engulfing bar. And then we have a pretty strong level down here at 42.48 or 42.50. That looks to me like an exhaustion bar, to be honest. So we are in an uptrend on the weekly, and that is a well-defined uptrend. You can see I've drawn in a channel here, so that's the top of the channel. What I've done is I've just taken the bottom, so it's this swing low and this swing low here for my initial channel line, and then moved it to the top to align with wherever it was. And you can see how it tracked along the top of the channel. Now it's coming down to the bottom. So yeah, from a weekly perspective, from a weekly perspective, we are looking at this area to see what happens at 42.50. If we get through 42.50, then 41.26 is kind of an area to pay attention to. Still very bullish, still an uptrend. We're moving up. This is just a little bit of a healthy pullback right now. If we just get down to 8 hour, pretty decent measured move here. So you can see, as I said yesterday, often these flags don't play out, but obviously this time it did play out. So you can see, and that's only the bulls to the downside. So often what I see is on the downside, you'll see structure forming and you think, right, that's it, I'm going for it. And then it basically turns out to be a double bottom more often than not. So I typically don't play them to the downside. But that was a move down. There's your flag, your consolidation, and then there's your measured move. So your measured move is a little bit further down, but fairly close to it at the moment. So you do need to pay attention to the current open, and I'll get to the reason now. No new news on the 3 hours, so we'll get to that on the hour. Okay, so you need to pay attention to this area here. You can see we kind of closed down here, and then after hours started bouncing a little bit up, and then as soon as Asia opened, then boom, a bit of a sell-off, which just is to be expected. It's following what happened in the US yesterday. For me at the moment, there's no real reason to be short down here. Look at my oscillators. There's no reason to be jumping in short down here. If we do move back up and start rejecting levels, then that would interest me. And the level that I'm really interested in, which did happen last night, which is over here, 43.50. So that's the one area that we need to pay attention to. This weekly high here at 4,300, that is something else that you need to pay attention to. So currently we're below it, but you're going to have to wait and see what Europe does, and then see what happens with the US. Now, the noisemakers, just pay attention to what's happened within the Feds and within Congress and the government, the US government anyway. So the debt ceiling, they voted on the debt ceiling, they raised the debt ceiling so they can pay salaries, everything else that, as usual, happens last minute at the end of the month. So that's done. So they secured funding or secured debt for until 3rd of December. So pretty much for most of the quarter. Then we have earnings season coming up in a week or two. And then what you also have is the infrastructure spend bill, which was what they needed to raise the debt ceiling for, pretty much. They're putting it on hold, which is actually a good thing. So they're not spending money that they don't have. So it could be a situation of, how to put it there, just some common sense coming in, or it could also be a situation that the Feds have now had enough of the pullback, and now what they're going to be doing is start doing what they normally do and basically manipulate the market. So I think you need to pay very careful attention to what's going on. I don't short this market at all because the Feds are going to come in. They're not going to let it slide. They're trying to balance it out at the moment. They need it to pull back. They need some structure. They need stocks to be a little bit not so overvalued at the moment. So they need to do something, which is why they sort of starting to talk about tapering and things like that. So, but as soon as the levels get hit that they're looking for, bet your bottom dollar, then they will start manipulating the market again to get it moving in the direction they want, which is up. So every president wants it, and that's the way it's been for so many years. So anyway, that's kind of the political ramble. For me today, no trading. I'll wait this one out. It is Friday as well, and I'll just leave you with this here. Pay attention to it very carefully, because I anticipate it's either going to break, or what's going to happen is it's going to form a channel down to this level at 42.50, and that's the area that I'm definitely looking at opportunities to buy in at. Slow scale in for a medium term swing trade, I think, but it could very well be a widget playing out at the moment. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we will catch up with you bright and breezy on Monday morning. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers for now.